Hi guys, welcome to the first video of my YouTube channel. This will be a place for me to document my progress and keep you guys updated on all my projects right now and in the future. For this video, I would like to introduce the rhythm game that I've been working on for around the past few months now. Rhythm games require you to match your input to the beat of the music, whether that be from your mouse, the buttons of your mouse, and especially your keyboard. Games like Osumania and Friday Night Funkin' only use a few of the keys, but I always thought, how come there isn't a rhythm game that utilizes the entirety of your keyboard? The premise of the game is that there's a display of the keyboard on your screen, and indicators will appear on a particular key whenever you need to click or hold the key. This video will be the first devlog of the game, and I hope to release videos on around a monthly basis. I currently attend university and my summer just started a few days ago, so with a lot of free time in my hands, I'll hopefully be able to make a lot of progress within the next few months. As a side note, basically everything about this game is not final and may very well change, so if you have any tips or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. I'll try to respond to as many as possible. I also have a few ideas for the name of the game, but I'll let you guys know when I settle with one. Stay tuned till the end of the video, as I have a demo level for you guys that uses all the features I'll talk about in this video. Anyways, without further delay, let's get into the devlog. This game is developed using C++ and the OpenGL graphics API. Before I started developing the game, I actually needed to learn OpenGL and shaders, so I spent my first few weeks following the tutorial on learnopengl.com and the Chronos playlist on OpenGL, both of which I highly recommend for anyone wanting to learn it for themselves. The first thing I decided on implementing was the actual layout of the keyboard on this screen, and here's the very first image of the game that is saved on my computer. This might not seem like a lot, but getting these rectangles rendering was not exactly trivial. Rendering, by the way, is just getting things to be shown on the screen. GPU side debugging is especially difficult as there are essentially no hints given in what actually went wrong. For example, I spent multiple days figuring out why OpenGL was logging that the shader program hadn't been linked properly when the underlying problem had absolutely nothing to do with shader programs. However, once I got the rectangles properly rendering, getting everything else rendering was not that bad because I just used the rectangle rendering code as a basis for all other rendering code. The next thing I wanted to work on was getting text to render on the screen. With regular textures, pixels are either part of the texture or not. This technique doesn't work well with font files as it would lead to extremely jagged edges and would look very unnatural. Text rendering in OpenGL, however, can be achieved in many ways, but I specifically used signed distance field textures, which stores the distance of pixels from the font's characters as part of the font file through the opacity. Now, when rendering text, this stored distance determines how much a pixel should be colored. This way, rather than pixels simply being completely colored in or not at all, almost like a yes or no question, pixels are colored in a gradient, leading to a much more natural look and ultimately better text rendering. Now, with text rendering implemented, here's the updated layout of the keyboard with characters representing each key. Now that I had a pretty good feel for how my game was gonna look, I began working on the actual gameplay. The first thing I had to do was actually get input from the user, and the idiomatic way to handle input with OpenGL is using the glfw library, which invokes a callback function depending on the type of input received. Because glfw is a C API without classes or objects, porting it to my C++ object-oriented design required some tricks to get down right. Here's a video of keys lighting up green whenever being held down. Before I could start working on the game mechanics, I needed to get audio to properly work. What's the point of a rhythm game if there's no music to listen to? I ended up using SDL as my audio mixer choice and wrote an extremely simple wrapper class over it. For my purposes right now, it works fantastic. However, in order to get the SDL mixer to work, I needed to include all other irrelevant SDL subcomponents in my game, which does bloat up my project a bit. In the future, I'll probably use a library that is specialized specifically for audio, but for now, SDL's audio mixer will do. Now it was finally time to start implementing the game's mechanics. For my rhythm game, there will be two types of indicators: a hollow rectangle for tapping a key, and a filled rectangle for holding a key. This filled rectangle will then shrink to indicate the duration of the key hold. As of right now, the performance of the player is measured by their combo. Each key has a list of all of its indicators and the time location within a level, and every time that key is tapped or held, the time of the input gets compared with the time of the next indicator. If the two times are close enough, the combo gets incremented. With holds, every additional music beat that the key gets correctly held increments the combo, and a timely release of the key at the end of the hold also increments the combo. Any misinput, as expected, leads to the combo being reset to 0. I now had the game mechanics working, but simply playing a level with a plain black background felt extremely boring, and it was very clear I needed to add some life to the project. Thus, I added the ability to add decorations to make the level more vibrant as it progresses. The way a decoration works is that a start and an end state is defined, as well as the duration of the decoration. It then linearly transitions between the two states depending on how far the decoration has progressed. However, I will add different types of interpolation for the future. As of right now, my rhythm game features 6 types of decoration. That's all the decoration I have so far. If you have any suggestions on any other effects to add, please let me know down in the comments. In the future, I also plan on supporting custom decoration shaders and allowing images or videos to play in the background. Anyways, this is all my game has to offer right now. After I finished implementing decorations, I began working on a demo level that showcases all the features I've talked about in this video. And, as promised in the beginning of the video, here it is. Enjoy.
I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. You know you're nasty, Over right at my house, you got a taxi. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your pivot, I'm sliding. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your pivot, I'm sliding. First things first, let me get that introduction. We on the long road to sell this stuff. You so in love, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, 'cause I had no idea. I feel like I did too much. Let's get naughty. Yeah, I need all of ya. I feel like I did too much. Yeah, let's party. Yeah, I need all of ya.
I hope you guys enjoyed my demo level. The next big project I'm going to be working on is a level editor and the ability to save levels as files on your computer and then open them to play it. Hard-coding the decorations and indicators for this demo level took over 1500 lines of code, mostly just copy-pasting. Tweaking numbers on specific decorations was especially painful, as I had to scour through those 1500 lines of code to find the exact effect I was looking for. I want to make a level editor not only to make it easier for myself, but maybe even for you guys if you want to make any levels with songs of your choice. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Expect the next devlog in around a month for progress on the level editor. If you have any song suggestions for any future demo levels I might showcase in future devlogs, let me know. In fact, if you have suggestions or questions in general, also let me know. I will be responding to as many comments as possible. Anyways, thank you for your time. See you in a month.